There's no way to express the deepness of our sympathy and condolences for these folks. It is truly a tragic event.
Tonight on UATV, 2 people are dead after a drunk driver plows into a crowd at a popular music festival.
And the Hogs went down to Georgia for the SEC tournament. We'll have a complete recap on the game.
And even though the game was in Atlanta, we'll take a look at how businesses in Fayetteville are benefiting. UATV News starts right now.
Live from the University of Arkansas, this is UATV News at 9.
Well, the Hogs fell short of a win at the SEC tournament earlier today.
Let's head over to UATV's Logan Young with a recap.
Thanks, guys. Bobby Portis missed a contested layup that would have given the Hogs the lead. South Carolina would not only get the rebound, but also the game as the Razorbacks go on to lose 71-69. To show how close this game actually was, though, there was actually 20 ties and 15 lead changes between the two teams. So what does this mean for the Razorbacks' postseason chances? Well, the chances of the Hogs making the big dance are not looking good, but there's still a good chance the Hogs can make the NIT, which would be the Hogs' first postseason appearance since 2008 under former coach John Pelphrey. And now we here at UATV were very disappointed when we heard about the Hogs' loss to South Carolina. But how did some fans feel about it? Well, our own Brittany Craig was at Grubbs for the game to see how the fans felt after the game.
Standing here at Grubbs off Dixon, where some Razorback fans just witnessed our face-off against South Carolina. With the tip-off scheduled 30 minutes after the previous game, the uncertainty forced many to get here a little early. Some students even had to watch the game while in class. But fans wanted to be able to witness this little piece of history. The Razorbacks have traditionally struggled with games on the road, and they haven't been in the NCAA tournament since 2008.
I thought that we played great defense. Offense wasn't there. We pressed well, we trapped well, but at the end of the game, we didn't make the shots that we needed to make.
Unfortunately, with the loss today, the Razorbacks will be headed back home to Arkansas, but at least we were able to see them play in the tournament. Reporting for UATV, I'm Brittany Craig.
The Razorbacks will find out if they make the NIT this Sunday at 7:30 on ESPN2 for Selection Sunday. Guys?
Local Fayetteville businesses are benefiting from the out-of-town basketball games. Restaurant owners are expecting an increase in customers as the NCAA tournament approaches. Hog fans gather at local restaurants to enjoy the away basketball games in true fashion. As the Hogs get closer to a tournament, spirits and sales will continue to rise. So Chelsea, are you enjoying this warm weather that we've been having like I have?
Yeah, I really am, but I'm interested to see if it's going to stick around. So let's head out to our weatherman, Tevin Wooten. He's live outside. Tevin, what's going on?
Hey, you guys, guess what? You're right. It will stick around, so get ready for that. That's in your Friday, but here's a current look at current temperatures right now. Currently, it's about 59 degrees. 49 degrees, or 51 degrees, feeling like 51. I think that might actually be 49 because winds are from the south about 10 to 15 miles per hour tonight. Mostly clear though, so that's a good thing. And then today's high. Today's high was 64 degrees at 2:59 this afternoon. The low is only 25, mostly sunny conditions throughout the day. We had a south-southwest wind that warmed us up a little bit. Guess what? We're going to do some more warming tomorrow, so get ready because that's in your daytime tracker and that's coming up in just a few minutes. Stick around for that.
If you were to cancel events, it would be a victory for evil and not a victory for humanity.
Warning, the video you're about to see contains graphic images. Festivities have resumed today in Austin, Texas after a suspected drunk driver barreled into a crowd of concertgoers, killing 2 and injuring dozens more. Just after midnight last night, police tried to pull over a man going the wrong way on a one-way street.
The man then drove his car into a crowd of people, leaving the South by Southwest concert series. Police later tased the man and took him to jail. Officials say even though this happened, they will continue with the concerts, making sure safety is the #1 priority.
South by Southwest is a long-time event, 27 years. This is the first time in those 27 years that we've had an incident of this kind. And we will, of course, as we always do, continually evaluate all of our events to make sure they're as safe as they can possibly be.
Police say this 21-year-old man caused the accident. He's being charged with 2 counts of capital murder and 23 counts of aggravated assault with a vehicle. If convicted of the capital murder charges, he could face the death penalty. Once a year, police take extra time to find drivers and passengers who violate seatbelt laws. So when is Click It or Ticket here in Arkansas, and how will it affect you? UATV's Hannah Merritt has the story.
Arkansas law requires seatbelts to be worn in cars at all times. But from March 10th until March 23rd, state officers will be stepping up their enforcement on lawbreakers.
We participate in a state-funded grant, a STEP grant, which pays our officers overtime to go out and do nothing but look for people who are not wearing their seatbelts.
The leading cause of death in teens are car crashes, and more than 70% of young adults who die in car accidents are not wearing seatbelts.
I do know that a majority of the fatalities that we see at our department, if someone had been wearing a seatbelt, they probably would have survived the crash.
U of A student Chris Lumen has had first-hand experience with a car accident.
As I was pulling out of the golf course, I started to lose control.
While Lumen isn't exactly sure what happened during the accident, he attributes his life to his seatbelt.
If I hadn't have been wearing a seatbelt, I probably would have had my head go through the window.
Barely 2 weeks ago during the winter weather, a truck rolled off 540, killing a passenger who was not wearing a seatbelt. So the next time you get in a vehicle, remember, click it or ticket. Reporting for UATV, I'm Hannah Merritt.
Arkansas state law says that anyone in the driver or passenger seat, including children, are required to wear a seatbelt at all times.
With spring break right around the corner, UAPD is offering students free vehicle safety checks. Car inspections will cover all outside car lights, turn signals, wiper blades, oil fluid, tire pressure, and a horn check. UAPD is continuing the event after its successful turnout last year. Checks will be done at the UAPD substation on the east side of Reed Hall. Students will have 3 opportunities to get their cars checked next week.
A troublesome intersection in Fayetteville is getting a makeover. With some improvements, the city hopes to cut down on congestion and accidents. Here's UATV's Shelby Cox with more.
Fayetteville is attempting to fix the intersection at Old Wire and Mission. City engineers and council members plan to put in a stoplight, but the highway department hopes to expand Mission Boulevard into a 4-lane highway.
Now, as you can see behind me, this is a very busy intersection. With the installment of a new traffic light, the city hopes to cut down on the number of wrecks and accidents that occur here.
Student Nicole Menzel travels the roads daily on her way to campus and hopes the construction will help her commute.
It's just really frustrating and dangerous. I've almost actually gotten in a wreck out there several times. I'm surprised it's been taking them this long to get it fixed.
The intersection is often confusing at peak times, especially when limited visibility occurs.
It's scary. Sometimes I just avoid that intersection in general. I mean, I'd rather be safe, you know.
Work on the project should begin later this year. Reporting for UATV, I'm Shelby Cox.
Engineers and city officials hope to begin construction soon. Well, let's head back out to Tevin Wooten, who's live outside.
Tevin, what's the weather going to look like tomorrow?
Hey, you two, so guess what? Get ready for your tomorrow forecast. First off, it's finally Friday, so that's good. And then here's the forecast. Tomorrow morning, expect a sunrise right around 7:30. It feels like 39 because it is 39, and winds from the south will make it feel a little breezy tomorrow. At noon, it's 60 degrees, and by 5 p.m., we're warming up to 67 degrees with a sunset at 7:23 in the afternoon. The good weather does stick around a little bit, but there's also some rain chances coming in on Saturday. Stick around for that forecast.
Being awarded with the Employee of the Quarter, it came as a shock, to be honest.
Coming up after the break, a U of A mother and son are being recognized for their efforts in honoring military veterans. We'll have the exclusive story next.
And 2021 is 7 years away, but the university is already making plans for the future. We'll tell you how the U of A is trying to become a top 50 public research university. Stay tuned. UATV News will be right back.
You may write me down in history with your bitter, twisted lies. You may trod me in the very dirt, but still like dust, I'll arise, bringing the gifts that my ancestors gave. I am the hope and the dream of the slave, and so, naturally, there I go rising.
This is for the Hogs piece.
I live for the applause, applause, applause. I live for the applause, applause. Live for the applause, applause. Live for the way that you cheer and scream for me. The applause, applause, applause. Launches it to the end zone. Touchdown. Over. Bayless. A three for the tie.
Theft is on the rise on the campus. Police say just last month there were 27 reported thefts at the U of A. Authorities say most of the crimes on campus are crimes of opportunity. Thieves see something unattended and take off with it all in a matter of seconds. Police say laptops, iPods, and other electronics are the most common items stolen on campus.
Get up to look for a book or get up and look for some sort of media, and somebody will come by and pick up something. It could be a book bag, could be just about anything that they leave laying around. Just about everything's got a little bit of value.
Helpful tip here, keep track of any serial numbers on electronics you may have, or put some kind of mark that is unique and easily identified on them so you know it's yours.
Car break-ins are on the rise in Fayetteville. According to police, there have been more than 67 cars broken into over the past month. Police say it only takes 15 seconds for someone to get into your car. They say the easiest way is to keep your car and belongings safe and to lock your doors.
On most B&Es, what happens is some young people get together and then they walk through a neighborhood and they check for doors. The majority of our B&Es are not forced entry.
With spring break just a little over a week away, police are also urging you to keep your house doors locked and use a deadbolt lock for extra protection. Also, don't tell people you will be out of town for a period of time. This will only tempt thieves into breaking into your home.
U of A student and veteran Murphy McCreary will be awarded a Purple Heart tomorrow in honor of the injuries he sustained while serving in Afghanistan. The Purple Heart ceremony will take place tomorrow afternoon in the Arkansas Union. The ceremony will honor McCreary's family and military recruiters as well.
From 2000 to 2010, Arkansas ranked number 4 in immigrant population growth. Many across the nation are pushing for immigrants, something that could have a significant impact on our state. UATV reporter Leslie Benford has more on the issue.
I'm standing across from Memorial Hall where the Fast for Families bus has made its way onto campus. The campaign for immigration reform started just 2 weeks ago and plans to make stops at more than 100 congressional districts across the U.S. There are 2 buses traveling across the states, one for the north and one for the south. The bus stopped in Fort Smith this morning, is on campus right now, and will end up at a town hall meeting tonight in Springdale. This tour is a response to people who put up a tent at National Mall in D.C. and fasted for 22 days to bring attention to our broken immigration system.
Every day that passes by, it's another day that people die in the desert, that people that are separated from their families, and as a human being, we can't allow this to happen.
President Obama and First Lady even made an appearance to the tent, which was 500 feet from the Capitol. Now, this is just one effort being made across the U.S. in hopes of passing the immigration reform. Reporting for UATV News, I'm Leslie Benford.
The next stop for Fast for Families is Louisiana.
Travel Leisure magazine recently named Fayetteville number 16 on their America's Best College Towns, but that recognition doesn't stop there. They went on to name Razorback Nation as number 3 on their Best Diners list.
The U of A has a program that recognizes staff members who are doing to be superlative. One employee has been